Peru, the empire of contrasts and culinary kings. Imagine a country where desert dunes roll into snowy mountain peaks, which then melt into dense, emerald jungles. Welcome to Peru, a place where ancient empires and vibrant modern cities collide in the most unexpected ways. Sure, most people know the headlines: llamas, Machu Picchu, and ceviche. But that's just the appetizer. The main course? Peru is a smorgasbord of culture, geology, and food like no other. Peru is often described as a beggar sitting on a golden bench, rich in resources, yet constantly facing challenges. But this Andean nation knows how to juggle beauty and struggle with style. Situated on the west coast of South America, Peru shares borders with 5 countries and commands a vast landscape divided into 24 departments. Its beating heart is Lima, the capital and largest city, a sprawling metropolis that's also its own department. Next to it lies a little administrative oddball, the constitutional province of Callao, home to both the busiest airport and seaport in the nation. Even though Callao isn't technically part of Lima, most people just treat it like it is. Now, head south and you hit a maritime dispute with Chile that's more of a polite disagreement than an active feud. Peru doesn't have a ton of islands, but the biggest one, San Lorenzo, is so off-limits it's practically a national secret, owned and operated by the Navy. The second largest city is Arequipa, nestled inland and boasting the 3rd busiest airport. And further north along the coast is Trujillo. Interestingly, the second busiest airport isn't in a big city at all, it's in Cusco, thanks to the tourist pilgrimage to Machu Picchu and other Incan treasures. Most Peruvians live either on the coast or in the mountains, with only about 10% venturing into the Amazon basin in the east. Cities like Iquitos, deep in the rainforest, are completely cut off from road networks. You either fly in or float in, no in-between. Despite all the infrastructure today, it's worth remembering that this land once belonged to one of the greatest empires in the Americas, the Incas. Their highway system, made entirely of stone paths, stretching over 25,000 miles. Their delivery service, runners called chasquis, who could relay messages and fresh seafood across mountain ranges in just 2 days, without wheels, horses, or cars. The llama was their only beast of burden, and it wasn't built for speed. Yet somehow, the system worked. Peru's got a dazzling lineup of UNESCO heritage sites, most of them swarmed by camera-wielding tourists. But there are many lesser-known gems: the fortress of Sacsayhuaman, just say, sexy woman, and you're halfway there, the floating villages of Lake Titicaca, cliffside sky lodges, ancient salt pans, and a massive hat-shaped building in Celandon. Natural wonders. Peru has those in spades too: Rainbow Mountains, a boiling river, the world's tallest sand dune, and the longest left breaking wave. Geologically, Peru sits on the infamous Ring of Fire, where the Nazca Plate dives beneath South America, giving birth to the Andes and the deep Peru-Chile Trench. Earthquakes and volcanoes? Yeah, they've got those too. The landscape splits into 3 major zones: the costa, coast, sierra, mountains, and selva, rainforest. Fun fact: the Atacama Desert, the driest in the world, nuzzles into southern Peru. Towering over all is Mount Huascarán, the country's tallest peak. And to the southeast, you'll find Lake Titicaca, the world's highest navigable lake, shared with Bolivia. From here, the mighty Amazon River is born, winding its way eastward into the lungs of South America. Rainfall patterns and geography work together to create dramatic contrasts. The Andes trap moisture from the east, leaving the coast parched and dry, but the jungle remains lush and wild. Off the coast, the warm waters of the Pacific generate El Niño, the notorious climate disruptor. Peru is one of the world's most biodiverse countries. It's home to over 6,000 endemic species, including the mighty Andean condor, the largest flying bird on Earth, and more potato varieties than your local grocery store could ever hope to stock. Over 4,000, to be exact. Quinoa, maca, camu camu, and lucuma are native treasures. Ever tried coffee made from beans passed through a coati's digestive system? It's a real thing, and it's pricey. Mining plays a huge economic role. Peru is the sixth largest gold producer on the planet. But the service sector is booming too, especially air transport. Peru's largest company is an airline. And of course, we have to talk about the food. In the culinary world, Peru is a titan. With a blend of indigenous ingredients and global influences, especially Chinese and Japanese, Peruvian cuisine has become legendary. The best restaurants in the world? Some of them are right here. Must-try dishes: lomo saltado, ají de gallina, papas a la huancaina, and of course, the national pride, ceviche. For the brave, there's cuy, roasted guinea pig. Peru has around 33 million people, making it the fourth most populous country in South America. Most are mestizo, mixed Amerindian and European ancestry, but there's also a significant indigenous population, primarily Quechua and Aymara, as well as white, black, and East Asian communities. Interestingly, Peru may have the highest proportion of East Asian ancestry in the Americas, thanks to historical waves of Chinese and Japanese immigration. One former president even had Japanese heritage. Peru has 3 official languages: Spanish, Quechua, and Aymara. The indigenous peoples, especially in the Andes, have adapted biologically to the high altitudes, larger lungs, slower heart rates, and more blood volume. Pretty much superhumans born from the mountains. Traditional culture is still alive and well. Incan engineering was incredibly advanced despite lacking wheels, iron, or arches. They used fiber for everything, even suspension bridges, and had a knotted rope language called quipus. Today, Quechua and Aymara communities still celebrate festivals with pre-Columbian roots. Catholicism is blended with native spirituality, especially reverence for Pachamama, Mother Earth. Festivals are a massive deal. From the dazzling Inti Raymi, Festival of the Sun, to the Semana Santa, Holy Week, and La Candelaria, the calendar is packed. Music reflects this diversity, from Afro-Peruvian Creole rhythms on the coast to Amazonian cumbia, and of course, the pan flutes that are practically a national symbol. Peruvians have a habit of pouring the last sip of beer on the ground as an offering to the earth. They've got skulls shaped by baby board molds, a long history of political turmoil. Their last 5 presidents didn't exactly have happy endings, and one collective grudge: they all hate Señorita Laura, a former TV host turned scandal icon. In global relations, Peru gets along with most countries. It's the foodie neighbor everyone wants to visit. Colombia, Ecuador, and Venezuela are the fun cousins. Brazil is all business. Chile, a frenemy, they argue over who owns pisco sour but still visit each other's restaurants. China and Japan are huge trade partners, and Japan especially has deep cultural ties. Peru even supported Argentina during the Falklands War, and Bolivia is like a brother. They even tried being one country once. From barefoot empires and knotted ropes to fusion cuisine and fiber optic cables, Peru is a land of contrasts. And in every contrast, there's flavor, color, and story. So grab a plate, because when Peru throws a party, you don't want to miss the feast.